Hello, friends. This is Tony Figueroa, the host of this channel, aka your humble narrator. This video is going to be a departure from my usual format. I usually talk about my work or the work of someone who I admire, but today I want to talk about Ed Piskor. Ed Piskor's work on Hip Hop Family Tree, X-Men Grand Design, and his own creation of Red Room is out there. He left behind a body of work, a legacy of creativity, and he's also probably best known as the co-host of Cartoonist Kayfabe, along with Jim Rugg and occasionally Tom Scioli. He had a love for comics. He was a real creator, a real comic maker. He put everything he had into his work, and you can't ask for more from a comic book creator. I'm writing this without a script, without any kind of format. This is purely a stream of consciousness. Ed Piskor died by suicide on April 1st of this year. It's a blow for us fans, but it's a tragedy for his family and his close friends. And my sincerest condolences to all the people that he knew and his family and his friends. He touched a lot of lives through his work. I became familiar with him through Tell Me Something I Don't Know, and then later on, Cartoonist Kayfabe. Ed Piskor posted a suicide note prior to him ending his life. There were allegations made against him, some improprieties involving some young women. He himself apologized while maintaining his innocence. But ultimately, what killed Ed Piskor was the latter-day Red Guard that we call cancel culture. The Red Guard was from communist China from 1966 to 1976, and they were the shock troops, the brown shirts, if you will, sort of an army of purifiers that enforced Chairman Mao's orthodoxy. And they did this through ridiculing people, through condemning people, making people wear dunce caps, making people renounce their beliefs, making people apologize for imaginary crimes. It was a horrible, terrible period in Chinese history and in human history. Yet here we are again in 2024. This is not a recent phenomenon in the United States. This has been going on for quite some time. These latter-day Red Guards are hate-filled people who demand that you bend the knee to their false god, and all of your apologies, all of your prostration before their altar, seeking their forgiveness, seeking their approval, will never satisfy them, because that's not how this works. They contributed to his death. And you know what? I'm a father. I've father of two girls and a son. And so I take allegations of impropriety against women very seriously. It shouldn't be dismissed. But at the same time, there are two sides to a story. And Ed Piskor, unfortunately, never got a chance to air his side of it. He was not treated fairly. And any apologies that he may have owed, those apologies were owed to the people that he dealt with, his accusers. I wasn't owed an apology. The comic book buying public was not owed an apology. None of us were owed an apology, especially the internet mob that came after him, pitchforks in hand. They were not owed anything. Part of the problem that we have is that we've been so successful as a society and a culture that people have to look for traumas or invent causes so they can say they were part of some great historical struggle. And unfortunately, this desire to be a part of a struggle has cost a lot of people careers. It's cost him opportunities. And in the case of Ed Piskor, it's cost him his life. There have been a lot of names bandied about as responsible parties for his decision to end his life. I'm really not going to mention I'm not going to mention those names here. And the reason I'm not going to mention those names, to be honest with you, is because what will be the point? If you want to go on X, Twitter, or any social media, you'll discover in very short order who the people who are getting the finger pointed at them are. But the bottom line is this. If it were you that were accused of some impropriety or a crime, would you not want the opportunity to present your defense? Would you not want the opportunity to be treated fairly, to present evidence and to confront your accusers? Or would you prefer to be convicted in a court of public opinion and have your livelihood, your reputation, and everything about you destroyed? Well, I'll let you decide which choice you would take. But given the self-preservation instinct that I would imagine most people would have, I think all of us, me included, would definitely like our day in court. But Ed Piskor didn't get his day in court. What he got instead was excoriated, vilified, bullied, and ultimately this contributed to his suicide. His may have been the hand that ended his life, but it was the latter-day Red Guards that provided the motive. And I would say to these people, and I doubt any of them are listening, but if they were, I would say to them that they should be terribly ashamed of themselves. But then shame requires a capacity for self-examination that I don't think these people really have. So in the end, we're left with a terrible loss, a tragedy for his family and friends, and another voice silenced forever. Meanwhile, his accusers, the internet mob, the Red Guards, who wear the most sanctimonious of robes and apparently are either blissfully or willfully ignorant of the fact that hubris is a mortal sin. But you know what? If you believe in karma, or you believe in the Christian faith's idea that you reap what you sow, then going forward, I think there are going to be some consequences here. There are people in the comic book industry who have spoken out against this mob mentality, and I commend them for that. There are other people who are attempting to justify their actions, the actions that led to the death of this man, who are also attempting to justify the position. But to be honest with you, there is no moral or intellectual justification for what they did. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this. Rest in peace, Ed Piskor. My condolences to his family and friends. And just a terrible tragedy all around. And, I'm just really sorry that I had to make this video. And I usually like to talk about things that bring me joy, or stuff that I admire, that inspires me, or just, artistic process, all the things that I've talked about in my videos. But you know what? Why don't we just work on giving people a chance to air their side of things, instead of just jumping to conclusions and just severely judging the hell out of someone, pardon my language, and not even giving them a chance to present their side of the story. Yes, women should be believed. There's no two ways about it. But you know what? Let's have due process. Let's have a fair process in which the accused get their day in court, just like any of us would want. So that's where I'm going to leave this. Take care out there. And you know what? Next time we see each other, hopefully it's for, more joyous reasons. So until then, take the best care. Bye.